Hi, I'm Blind, and this is a follow-up explaining what different vision-related terms mean. I want to start off by explaining that some other terms that we didn't mention last time that might be used could be terms related to what tools a particular person uses. These would be terms like cane user, magnifier user, screen reader user, guide dog user, etc., etc. Now, this isn't to say that the other terms are wrong or bad or anything, else about them, but it sometimes can be helpful to use the terms related to a person's tools that they're using, because that could be a little bit more specific to a particular idea that you're trying to communicate. For example, I am a cane user. I am not a guide dog user, so I don't have some of the experiences that guide dog users have. Even if there's somebody else with the same visual condition as me, even if they have the same level of vision as me, our lived experiences may be different. Communicating things in this way can also be helpful because there are some people who use tools that people with visual impairments use who might not necessarily have visual impairment. For example, I have a friend with a learning disability who uses screen readers. He has perfect vision and he's able to see things, the way that other totally sighted people are able to, but he has a harder time interpreting text. So with that, he finds that it's really helpful to use some of the tools that many blind people use. So let's get down to business with some examples of different blind creators. These creators all fall in the blind spectrum, but they all have completely different experiences and lead completely different lives. Some examples include Molly Burke, Lucy Edwards, Tommy Edison, Paul Castle, James Rath, Stephanie Renberg, Natasha Caudill, and of course Sadie the Blind Lady. In the category of totally blind, as it's colloquially used, we have Molly Burke, Tommy Edison, and Lucy Edwards. Molly Burke has retinitis pigmentosa, and she describes having light and shadow perception. Both Lucy Edwards and Tommy Edison have explained that they have no light perception. Molly Burke and Lucy Edwards are both guide dog users. And I could be wrong, but I believe that Tommy Edison is currently a cane user. Everyone else that I mentioned does have some degree of functional vision, but the amount of vision that they have varies vastly from person to person. Paul Castle, the one that does pranks with his husband, where he's always going, Matthew! That guy has retinitis pigmentosa, like Molly Burke. However, he still has some degree of remaining vision that is, within extreme tunnel vision. Like Molly Burke and Lucy Edwards, Paul Castle is also a guide dog user. I could be wrong, but I believe that Sadie the Blind Lady has optic nerve hypoplasia, and I think that the way that she's described her vision is that she has a limited amount of peripheral vision that is not quite on the center, and most of her peripheral is gone. Sadie is also a guide dog user. James Rath has albinism, and I'm not sure if he is a full-time cane user or a part-time cane user, but he does use a cane. Stephanie has Stargardt, so she's missing her central field of vision, so she still has peripheral vision, but peripheral vision is naturally blurry, so everything she sees is really blurry. Natasha has achromatopsia, which makes it so she's not able to see any color at all, and she also has extreme sensitivity to light, and the things that she sees are more blurred. I'm pretty sure both Stephanie and Natasha are not cane users, which there are some people who are blind who are neither cane users nor guide dog users. If you're wondering what terms apply to me, I am visually impaired, I am legally blind, I have low vision, I have Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy, and I am a cane user. I am also a part-time screen reader user, a part-time magnifier user, and 100% awesome. Another term that I didn't touch on that I tend to use in my day-to-day life is partially blind, because even though that is not a common term, I feel like it conveys my situation pretty well to other people when I'm in real-life settings. When I say partially blind, people tend to get that I have significant vision loss, but I still have a decent chunk of vision remaining. I've had a lot of people be confused when I've said things like legally blind, low vision, blind, visually impaired, etc., when I'm just trying to go through my day-to-day life. Anywho, that was part 2. Hope that clarified things.